I'd say that was probably one of our two of that era's most hurtful losses.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because we thought we were in the running for a Deanery championship again. But the B team, Mike Huff, his first year, he's feeling his way. He got forced into playing CYO because if he played softball, he had to play basketball, right?
Yeah, I wasn't into the basketball. I
Didn't have much choice.
I didn't have much choice. So Rob Allen and Eddie Monster came up to me and cousin Dan Rosenberger at the football game. And Ed and Dan were talking about when practice was starting. It was going to start next, maybe Monday night. I don't know if you remember, but it was after like a Connors early season football game. And then Rob goes,
Yeah.
All right. In true coaches corner crew form, we had to make a stop. Mike Huff, you're back on. That's true coaches corner crew, everybody. We had a glitch. But as usual, we're back in action.
where did we stop?
Oh, you just got forced into playing CYO.
Do I have to say it again?
You got forced into playing CYO.
I got forced into playing CYO basketball by Rob Allen because I wanted to play softball man next year.
You probably heard the more story of it before it went out.
What's that, the war story of it?
No, that it probably did video that part of it. But.
Okay, and then I came to practice and it was what I thought it would be. It was like a military setup. I had to run through the. No, it was great. It was great. It really helped me with everything that I needed to do with my life. Because I had a bad attitude growing up.
No, you never had a bad attitude. You still don't.
But no, you can move on, Rob Allen.
No, but Rob, had you been repping by then now?
Oh boy,
Yeah.
With Huffy?
He refereed me, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, remember at the free throw line, he handed me the ball and said they sure grow
Grow 'em.
small on the farm. Small on the farm. That was during a CYO basketball game.
That's a wide out.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I was right down there. It was against like Greensburg too, and I got hammered. And Kyle Bell comes up and hands me the ball and goes, "They sure grow them small on the farm." And I looked at him like, "You."
What is that about a referee?
An attitude.
Rob,
What is this? Yeah, so that was another one.
Rob Callan was rough.
Yeah.
But anyway, you know, we had Roger on that team.
Yeah.
That was when I first met Roger. He showed up at the gym. We didn't have a three-point line in the old St. Michael gym. But Roger, who later became more of an inside player, was chucking threes. I'm like, "Who are you?" He goes, "I'm Roger, and I want to play." I was like, "Oh, looks like you can hit some shots." So you're on the team.
He used to set screens for me.
And good old, yes, he said screen. Will Failure was one of our bombs away. Will the Thrill. Josh Sarlin started. We had double Samoans.
Yeah.
Mike Huff, Lance White joined us then.
I didn't play a lot that year.
Andy Walter. Andy was raw at the beginning. And Danny wasn't though. Danny was good right from the beginning. But Andy figured it out. He wound up scoring 30 points in his second last game in CYO for us. And we wound up winning one of our tournament games. Huffy scored 2 points on a bank shot. Hook shot right in the lane.
I said, I'm going to score in this game, so I ran across the free throw line, shot a hook, bang, bang.
Andy and Jamie and Josh, their pictures right here. Actually, I got that, Huffy.
Do you really?
I'm going to put that on the camera.
That's what broke the camera last time.
That's after we won our tournament game there. Andy Walter looking
I
young.
bet Aunt Marilyn took it.
The Samoans looking, you can hand that around up there. Look how young they're playing. This is Gary Lawson's jersey, by the way, he gave me. Hall of Fame. Jay Taylor sent his in too, but he's on a trip. But we did. We won a game in the tournament.
An attitude in that picture, Alan.
Yeah, you did have an attitude.
You guys should have threw me off the team or something.
Oh, really? Yeah. Well, we'll get through this part here with Eddie then and everybody. It's funny. We get into the next year, Doug's Walter's senior year, which would have been 90-91. I don't want to say it was all about Doug that year, but he took his game. Whatever roughness Doug had in his game, did he have that element still? But Rob had ref some, like our games against St. Gabriel.
That was right in this very gym.
This very gym. Doug was a polarizing guy. People didn't like him on the other teams. The Richmond games, remember we played them?
And some of those boys played against him in football too.
Yeah.
So there was
It was a lot of
a
bad
little bit of
blood.
animosity between the two.
Yeah,
Yes, I
that's not
remember the
my
Richmond
CYO
game.
record.
But Doug, Eddie, we won't go into it because we don't have enough time. We played alumni games. Started them. And we played that year in the gym up there at St. Michael. And if I remember, Doug scored like 30 points. He was like, I'm so much better shape than you guys. You're getting it taken to you. And our team had already gotten beat. I think Fergie's team had to play him. And Ferg was all mad, said Andy Tebby reffed the game crappy. Andy was reffing, and Chris Hensley was reffing. He goes, it's on you guys. Doug killed him. But Doug should have been player of the year that year. He was really like the second again. There was always some guy that the other teams would vote on. But that team was young. And we want to mention him because one of our best buddies, Coach's Corner crew, that was his rookie year in CYO, Wes Lay, starting guard. We had Doug Walter, Andy Walter, Rosie, Will moved up, Shane Carnahan, remember Shane? Jason Hoff, who is reigniting controversy again from afar. Jake Biltz, the Built Zone, Barry Arnett, and of course Wes.
Was it Peanut on that?
No, that's coming up.
It's coming up. Okay.
That's coming up. But anyway, that team makes it to the Deanery Championship.
Yeah.
Even though it took some lumps, but we had to play that St. Paul team who won back-to-back titles. And no offense, they were jerks. So we had a bad blood. Doug and them had a lot of bad blood. Then Andy enforced it by throwing one of their guys on the ground. So we didn't have a good, that was the Gailey bunch.
Yeah,
This.
big time.
Yeah. So Brandon's keeping me, trying to make sure we get moving. So Eddie then gets in, no, he's my timekeeper, folks. No, thank you. But the next year, and again, we mentioned Jason, because Jason was a polarizing guy, because he's off the football team, he played with Doug, he's a good wide receiver, good defensive back. But he was our new element, along with Doug. But into this next year, Jason's senior year, Jason and Wes were like the team captains. And this team was unbelievable. But what Jason added, he played his first game with a Mohawk. Because the team had shaved its head. And he came in and we lost that game. And he was ticked over at Greensburg. But we hadn't practiced together yet. But, my glass home. But that team comes back, Wesley, Jason Huff, Andy Walter, Rosie, Chad Sarlin, 6'7", Greg Hughes, Mr. Brendan Bergen, Shane Carnahan, Mark Wolber. So that team is tough and wins the Deanery regular season easily. And then we played the best team we played all year in the first round, Greensburg. Remember, they were a big rival. And we beat them. We played our best game that we played. But what happens? Monday night tournament, CYO. And Jason, we already put the tear emblem on Facebook. Because this one gets Westlake crying. St. Paul's meets us and plays a game like they couldn't play. Just on fire. Non-stop. Some dude we'd never hardly seen could hit every three. We get behind, we come back, we take the lead, we're up one. Wesley to this day says I should have fouled him.
Fouled him, yeah. He let him.
Mont Trossman, who coached them, liked him. Good guy. They come up and shoot a shot that Chad Sarlin nicks. Chad 6'7". Goes off the backboard. It's not going in. Goes off the backboard to Trossman, who was their Kevin Dorfline.
Yes.
Smart defense. Maybe not scoring much. Grabs it. Wes said, I'm standing right by him. I'm like, I should just probably hack him. Because he probably wouldn't have made both free throws. Maybe he would have. Trossman, you're a good dude. Good coach, too. But grabs it, bank. Game over, we lose by one. His only basket of the game. And Jason Hoff takes off. He leaves.
Yeah.
He's so distraught. He got in his car and his jersey and everything. He's gone. Wes, we're all in the locker room. There's guys bawling. It was rough.
It was.
It was rough.
That was probably one of the toughest losses we had.
Yeah, it was. And I'm not, Brendan, we had 3 non-Catholics that year. So Brendan, Greg, and Wes never rotated. Wes always played.
Oh, yeah.
But Brendan worked, I think, maybe, and him and Greg would switch. And Brendan was playing great in that game. He was one of our old B teamers. And he got hurt. So we were a little short on the bench. And it was rough because Greg's sitting there in the street place.
Yeah, he didn't play.
And Eddie's like, God, what the, can we call an injury thing here?
Well, if I remember right, Rob, we figured we had this game won before we did it. It was the other thing. It's another reason why we sat Greg too. And it's one of those things that bites you in the butt. Never overthink yourself, and it did.
Well, it was just they played and we lose and don't win the deanery. So, and I want to mention the B team that year because the year before, I won't go into too much. I skipped a year with Huffy's junior year wearing 41. I'm going into that. We're young. Adam wasn't playing yet. We go over.
Glenn Rice.
Yeah.
I thought it was Glenn
Eric
Rice.
Cruz's rookie year.
Yeah, that's all it was.
Eric
Glenn Rice. He's shooting the threes
But
and wearing the
the se-
t-shirt underneath the jersey.
The same year that these guys get that heartbreaking loss, we revamped CYO2. Huffy's a senior, Roger's a senior. I'll let you come back. I didn't want seniors. But they said,
You let me come back in more ways than one.
and we won't go in that. So we got a good team. Adam joins us and is our center at, Adam's like, what, 5'10", 6 foot? Adam's our center. We got Brian Winters, Peanut Newkirk, Huffy, Roger, Eric Cruz is back, Danny Walter joins us. So we got a pretty good team. And the sad thing about that team is we only had it together
2 or 3
a
games.
couple games because Winters got hurt
He broke his
and
arm.
broke his arm.
Yeah.
And so we missed out having, and we went to Terre Haute that year, and I don't know if Adam could go or not. Tallheimer was on the team.
I don't think Adam.
Jason
Adam
Tall,
had
I don't think Adam could go.
Yeah.
But Jason Tallheimer, big T, was on the team.
Yeah.
So we take that, and Josh had quit,
Yeah.
and
Second Simone.
yeah, so we go to Terre Haute, the B team tournament. Danny Rosenberger comes, and Brendan Bergen, former B teamers, come play with us, and we win the tournament. And Huff's MVP of that tournament. What do you think of that?
Yeah.
Rob, I'm just gonna say, Rob Allen let me shoot the ball that game. That's all I got to say.
He
And it was
shot the
going
ball.
in. I had about 25 or 28 or something.
But,
Yeah.
but we
Rob
come
let me
back.
have the green light, and I took advantage of it.
Well, he deserved being MVP for all the butt kickings he took. And Adam did a good
Especially
job.
in practices against the
Adam,
18. That
Adam
was
played
good
a
stuff.
smart center for us. Adam, do you remember anything about those years? That year?
I remember it was rough.
I remember a game against St. Peter's senior year. You told us.
Oh, Adam may not remember that.
Yeah, you was part of this big time. You told us before the game if they score 20 points, if they score 20 today, your guys are going to run all night.
Because
tomorrow
we
night.
won no games the year before.
Yeah, so here we are. It's like 86 to 18. There's like 20 seconds left. Adam gets the rebound down here. He gets smoked across the jaw. He's standing there and he puts the ball right back in St. Peter's
Adam
basket.
got smoked. He got smoked.
I looked at Rob Allen looked at me. I
sat
thought he was
right
going to
here,
run.
And I literally got up once like this.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
yeah, you just,
and then I said, Adam's like this.
yeah.
And I'm like, let him alone, dude.
Yeah, but it ended up being like 88 to 20. Rob wouldn't let us score 100. If we scored 100, we was in trouble. What's that?
I didn't want us to score.
Yeah,
100.
if we scored, we're like, oh my goodness, it's our opportunity to be like great one time.
Well-
if you guys score 100, you're in trouble. If you give up 20, you're in trouble. We're like, well, what do you? We had to shut down at the end, but Adam got smacked right in the
So
face, and
Adam-
I was like, Adam, and he just goes like this.
I-
right back in that basket. 88-20 was the final, and Rob goes, since Adam scored that last basket, you guys are safe. I was like, thank you.
Probably had a low-grade concussion.
He hurt. I remember that.
Yeah,
one.
but
He
that
probably
was
hasn't had a fight that hard in the sheriff's department. If he
No,
has,
that's
it's
well.
scary.
There was one lady we had to fight one time. She done this up pretty good. that kid rocked the
guy
world.
had me.
Had a very dedicated sheriff's department
Then I
member for
handcuffed the
years.
guy in the goat barn, and he didn't put up much of a fight.
Well, it was cowbell. It was cowbell. Everybody's fighting there.
But while we're on our sort of our downward thing of the show, the next year we come back, we got a great team. Eddie's team does. And it's Andy Walter. Everybody mad after that loss the year before. But sadly, Wes and Jason had graduated. And Jason Hoff in this gym on that goal, I said I'd give you props. First dunk in a CYO game in our era. He dunked it on that goal. And Jason was only fairly 6 foot tall.
He could jump.
He was my height.
Yeah, and he smoked it. So Jason, props to you. But this week he did reignite the controversy of that team would have kicked the high school team's butt. And Kevin Reese responded, bring it on, dude. Even at this older age, let's go. So Jason, from afar, don't get any old fires reignited. But we loved you. Hard player, great guy. And so the next year it's Andy, Rosie, Chad Sarlin, Brian Winters, Peanut, Wolber, Big T, and Shane Carney. That team was awesome. Andy should have probably been player of the year. Danny Rosenberg was awesome, inside or out, or sometimes even being point guard. Winters was great, Peanut off the bench. Big T, dirty work man. He became the dirty work guy. And then Chad, everybody admits Chad was a super nice guy. He's not Jamie and Josh's brother, he's their cousin. Chad, 6'7", slender, broke the rim at St. Michael Gym one night on a dunk that me and Eddie had to beg forgiveness on for Father Schumacher. And he did give us Father Schu. He said, thanks for being honest. Get us a new rim, and we did. So, but Sarlin, real quickly, was one of the most talented CYO guys we'd ever had. 6'7", could run, probably would have been a starter on the high school team. He just had a very polite demeanor. He didn't have a mean bone in his body. But when he would take that to that next level in a CYO game, one time he got a breakaway, he smokes that dunk in that game, and everybody's heads turned, because you didn't see it much back then. But that team wins the Deanery pretty easily, goes in, wins their first round of the next level state final. And then we had to play that New Albany team again. And they were awesome.
They were good.
They had big guys. They had a 6'5" point guard. And they played like a 1-2-2 or a 1-3-1. And he was all over you. We just didn't match up good against them. And we were one game away from the state final game.
That's right.
Yeah. So Eddie stays on and coaches. B team had a real trans. Got to mention some of these guys because they were the next generation. Huffy, Mike Reed, Casey Flume, Danny Walter, Brandon Erfman, who got me in trouble with Gary McCool.
Yes, he did.
Big Jeremy Kuntz, Big Jer, Brad Kuntz, Craig Hurdle, Vu Pham, Joel Biltz, Matt Lake,
Matt Lake.
and
Friend of the show.
who was Zach Morris, by the
Yes,
way.
yes.
And Robbie Lanning. We had 1 million guys on the team. We won 3 games that year. I was pretty proud of that. But Eddie rebuilt the team. 93, 94. It was like Denny's junior year. Casey Flume, Mike Reed, Ray Lake, Steve Kerr. Talked to Steve the other day. Big T. But Ed, of all the years, we didn't have that good a record in Deanery that year because that was kind of a rebuild. But wouldn't you know it, that was our only year we won the Terre Haute tournament. Yeah, we win the Terre Haute tournament. And we had to play on a Friday night that year. And they had, Ed, you won't remember this, but we played this guy from I don't know, some little school, and he was an older guy. And he wasn't saying much. And I remember Eddie coming up onto me on the bench and go, what the heck? So Ed tries to make small talk with his other team's coach.
Who's that?
I don't know what he was. But Eddie goes, Rob, what's with that guy over there? He goes, I said, pretty good game, isn't it? And the other team's coach just goes,
Exactly. Yeah.
what's that mean?
Yeah.
What the heck's that?
Yeah.
Did he talk?
Yeah.
Rob might have been right. Maybe he couldn't hear. But Eddie goes, we're just going to win the game and get out of here. So we do, and that was our only Terre Haute. So good off to those guys. But the next year was Ed's last year and my last year. Well, my last year actually was 94-95. And we had like Big Jer as sophomores and Joel and Craig. Chris Cheney played.
Yeah.
And Brad Kuntz, Boo, Matt, Brandon, Robbie, and Huffy and Wes helped coach, and they took over the next year. And Ed, your last year, that team turned out really good. And if I remember, Craig moved up, Denny, Damian Bernal. Remember Damian?
Yeah.
He could play. Mike Reed. Mike was a scrapper, wasn't he?
Oh, he was. Yeah.
He was, if there was a fight in the game,
Oh, yeah.
Mike,
Yeah.
we had bad blood with St. Paul when we beat them. And Mike thought there was going to be a fight. He was on the B team. He takes his leather jacket off.
Yeah.
And Mike's a great guy, by the way.
He laid it off,
Good,
yeah.
deep voice.
Yeah.
And he goes, I was just ready in case it came down. Well,
He took his jacket off.
He
later
took
on,
his
nice
jacket
on
off,
the
he takes it off.
Yeah, oh yeah.
but we had Steve Kerr and Ray Lake. Ray was a good player.
Absolutely.
He came to us later.
Steve wasn't bad either.
But that was Eddie's last year. And I know we're running short on time. Huffy stayed and coached another year
Yeah.
or so. And then Roger.
2 years in Roger.
And then Rob, how much did you rep for Rogers teams?
Too many.
Did you rep a lot of them? See, I didn't come back. I don't think you did either, did you? We
Those
just kind of left it.
Those are at St. Michael's, right?
Yeah. And we had kids. Our kids were little.
That's about the time I came back.
Probably
After
so.
that fiasco that happened here, I stopped refereeing.
Okay.
Oh,
Well, and let's just say this quickly, because Huff, you could probably jump in on this. Roger coached quite a few years and had a lot of success with it.
Yeah, he was actually a good coach.
Oh, Roger, excellent. Better coach than I am.
Yeah.
Not
He
that
knew
bad.
X's and O's really well.
He did. He could relate to the guys.
Yeah.
But Roger gets in a state championship game and loses like double overtime.
I was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was there when
So-
he picked me up for him. He didn't have nobody to take the book.
We'll kind of mention Roger and some of the guys we've lost from these teams and at the end of it here. But Roger coached and had a lot of success. Earl Stinger jumped back in, and Earl said, Rob, I just did it. I let the guys basically do their thing as long as they behave. Because his boy wanted to play. Earl wasn't, I said, I wasn't yelling at him, but as long as they behaved, they did. But Earl was our longtime coach at St. Michael. But out of the blue, I'd been out of it then for quite a while. And I get a phone call from Aaron Heiss. His dad's John, our buddy from school. Aaron and Derek, great guys. He goes, hey, we really want to have a CYO team. Would you come back? And I said, guys, I've been out of it since 94. And this is 2006. So I'm like, I don't know. And so we called the deanery. They were going to let us in. We're 2 weeks away from the opening game. No, that's not right. We had an organizing meeting. We met on a Friday night at the outside courts. We play at Laurel 4 games the next day in a Laurel tournament. No, one practice, if you call it that, outside. Team members, Brooks Hofer, these guys were, it was, you could tell how things had changed. Brooks Hofer, left high school, came and played us. Blake Quinlan, big high school guy, come and played about 6'5". Aaron Heiss, good player. Derek. Ryan Loper, 6'1", but his elbows went over the wrist.
He started in high school too.
David Tebby, 6'5". Burke Reedman, good player. Joe Davidson. Spencer Wright. Spencer was my height and could dunk. I said, what is in the water with these guys? They would just jack around back at the gym. And I said, as long as you don't hang on the rim, go for it. Let's see what you can do. It was no holds. It was like a dunk contest. We were wearing the old St. Michael 8th grade uniforms. Blake Quinlan's like this. He looks like the Incredible Hulk because he's built like Brooks Hofer's a sophomore. We had so much fun, and I told him, I said, I'll just coach how you guys want me to coach because I'm one and done. I'm just back to help you.
Right.
Well, I was wrong on that.
Help
Well, we had a good year. But we did get, we came, and that day we went 2-2. We played Batesville 1. We had 5 games with 1 practice. They had a 6'11" guy. Batesville 1. He played at Jacksonville and didn't play much. You didn't see a lot of 6'11" guys in CYO that could play, that play anything. So we beat them. And I said, if that team, if we really could have practiced more, probably had Eddie as coach. They could have won, but we were a little short guards. We were all forwards and Brooks. But Joe Davidson and him went back and played high school. Joe grew more, got even better. They were, besides being an athletic bunch of guys, they were a super bunch of nice guys too. They were easy to coach. I said, guys, I can't really chew on you because you come out and really want to be here. Not that the others didn't. But I remember one night I had to go old school RA on them. We went back and played Laurel again. And I'm not going to mention the coach's name. They'd switched coaches, a guy I didn't go on with. And he's talking crap to like Loper and those guys, and Spencer, because they'd played for the Laurel Christian Rams. So he's talking crap to them, like, you guys should have stayed with us, you guys, that's stupid what you're doing. I heard it. We go in the locker room. There was nothing about an X or an O or a jump ball or a held ball. It was straight language, fight to the death, no holds barred.
I heard some of your finest language.
No holds barred.
Yeah.
And there was a big crowd there that night. It was nothing but a street fight after that. I mean, not dirty, but it shut their coach up. When our Loper intercepted a pass, he intercepted and shabam! Points at him and like in your face.
Yeah.
And he didn't. Loper went to the Marine Corps.
Yeah.
So you just didn't mess with him. Spencer staring at him. He was kind of. Spencer was a scrapper, but those guys were great. We get back in, and here comes what I call the 4-year guys, which was all the 8th grade St. Michael guys. Came back. And we got beat every game. But it was Aaron Shaw, Alex Smith. I coached 3 Alex Smiths. This is Alex Smith from here in town. Alex, you know who I'm talking about. August Kunkel, Jeremy Earlywine, Noonier, Ryan, Matt Kolb, Alex Singer, Brandon Reeder, our friend, Forrest Kunkel, Big Jacob Tabby, and Chris Shaw helped me coach. And we got smoked every game that year. But what it did was it was kind of like when now Fergie and them got going. Because these guys all came back and played 4 years. Wound up going 5-5 their last year. The years in between, we started the B team back up. Like 2008, 2009, we had 2 teams. Eddie came back, started helping me. Alex Smith, Aaron Shaw, Daniel Perleyberg, who was absolutely amazing. Hubie Brandcenter Jr., who was like 5'9" and could shoot threes and play inside and broke his elbow in the last game. Joey Smart and Jacob Edwards, who was the Adonis. But of course that led to, he was muscles. But that got us into the next years where the B team, like Eddie came and helped coach. We had Josh Block, Tyler Allen, Derek played, all those guys I mentioned before. Eddie was helping again. And then we kind of had a lull year. We had some new guys. But like Jordan Edwards started playing, 4-year guy.
Jordan Edwards had the toughest assignment ever one night, didn't he?
He was awesome. He did. I'll get into George. He knew I was going to get into him. But we had Eddie coach like Zach Alcorn, Jacob Edwards, Justin Ortman started playing. Didn't have that good a year that year. The B team was a little bit the same with a few new guys like Kyle Keller, Dakota Bird, Tyler Frazier, Josh Block was back. Josh had a hearing problem.
Yes.
And he never played basketball. That guy was freaking athletic. He was a gamer. And so we got one more year before, and I'm getting closer to ending it here. I know I'm over time. But the last year, the 4-year guys were together. Chris Shaw and me, we coached both teams. And it was Ryan Nunier, Matt Kolb, Aaron Shaw, Alex Singer, Early Wine, Reeder. Justin Ortman took his game from Rob as really good. Justin was awesome. Kyle was an athletic guy, but he just didn't show up all the time. Sorry, Kyle. We talked that out. Tyler Frazier and Evan Crow came. And Evan wound up making the all-deanery team. And Evan was unbelievable. But those St. Michael guys, like Matt Cole, Aaron Shaw wasn't a St. Michael guy, but he played 4 years. Aaron was like Dorf, only better offensively. Smart, rebounded, had a mean streak in him. Soccer guy. If guy got a rebound around Aaron, you had a tendency to not see him get around him again. Because Aaron was a little bit like Dave Batt. He knew how to use the elbows, his knees. He was slender, but tough. Matt Kolb, I remember after one of our games, where Ryan Nunier, there was 2 things about that team. I got to tell this story. Ryan Nunier intercepts the ball at St. Michael Gym. They got one guy back on defense. Ryan was so fast, and he'd really improved. He had a mean streak in him too. They got a guy set up already waiting for Ryan. He must have known what Noon was going to do. Ryan Nunier is full go. I mean, as fast as I'd ever seen a CYO guy go. This guy is set up 3 feet from the basket. I'm like, whatever happens, happens. Ryan, kaboom! The biggest charge in history. Knocks that guy completely out of bounds. I think the ball went in. Charge, of course. The crowd goes nuts. He come over and I go, how can I say it? It was the greatest charge I've ever seen in my life. I'm like, dude, I'm not mad. We won the game. But those guys, I remember taking Kolb and Shaw aside. And I didn't do this a lot, but we beat a really good Morris team. And I said, it won't show on the scorebook. I want to mention these 2 guys because Aaron and them, they were really dedicated. So Chris was a good coach. I said, we don't have you guys. And I don't know, John might have been repping. I think you might have been. I don't think it was Rob. But I think Kevin Walters was. No. Yeah, I know Kevin. Controversial man. Lumberjack, some people called him. But I said to them, because of your hustle and your defense, that's why we come back and win that game. So that team had a lot of guts. But a team that also had a lot of guts that year was the new B team, which was Smitty, Big Smitty. Alex Smith joined us, Chad Smith's son. Great football player. High motor for as big as he was. Just a joy to coach. But that whole team, I couldn't help but, I didn't favor them, but they had to play each other in the deanery tournament. And of course, the red team won. But that team, there was a couple that weren't so friendly, but that is when Big Smitty played Dylan Huber's first year. Dylan, 3-year all-conference. Yes, he sent me a nice note. Dakota Bird, who we called Bird Dog. Eddie called him Charles Barkley. He was a stumpy guy. Jordan Edwards back, Kyle Preck, Josh Block, and Andrew Bob Cole. Those guys went 5-5. And we had Dylan, who wound up making all deanery. Jordan was a good all-around guy. But we were pretty raw. And Smitty just dominated inside. And we had his own play, 42 block. And Alex was another guy hard like the other team didn't know what was coming. You know, throw it to the big guy on the ball. So sometimes we call it Celtic. They figured that out too. But Alex just could do anything and got voted like one of the best attitudes. But that team had so much freaking grit for a team that didn't have a lot of super talent. Like one time we won with 5 guys, and Dylan was smart, and it was just a good start. But what time is it?
You're looking at almost 10 till.
Oh, okay. We're going to end this on this note here. We got a couple more years there, and I'm going to say their names because these teams could have their own show. It was my last 3 years, and Huffy saw it, Rob refed it, Brandon kept the clock. These 2 teams easily, there's always an argument about CYO beating high school. I'm not saying we're going to beat Franklin County on them years because that was forbidden to be talked about, and these guys know I would get
I got in
crazy.
trouble for it.
I would get crazy if they even brought it up.
Got suspended for it.
But we had
District Grimes.
Brady Hurdle come from Connersville because you could have Catholics if they didn't have a team. And Brady had played for Kerry Brown at Connersville, but he was a little bit getting weeded out. Brady was a different type of player. And he, as big and strong as he was and good inside, he was a guard. And once we accepted that and moved him to guard, this team only lost 3 games that year. And it was Brady Hurdle, Jesse, the Shark Laker, who I can't even go into Jesse.
I can't stop smiling.
Can't stop smiling.
Can't stop smiling.
Always telling us
Like
about
this,
didn't want to get into a fight.
Yeah.
I'm like, Jesse, you seem like a nice guy. He goes, yeah, ain't it nice?
Yeah, because he's always
It's that
smiling.
face.
It was. It was like the Joker. He's just like,
These
I
guys
can't
are
stop
bad
smiling.
dudes. Brady, Jesse, Josh Block, the ultimate dirty work guy, Jordan Edwards, Ben Meyer, Zach Sizemore came and played CYO one year. I remember asking Zach, are you sure? Because if you step on the court with us, you're done. Zach played that junior year, was one of the players of the year. Kyle Preck, Bob Cole, Scott Hurdle. Scott, I'm not going to be able to give you your just due yet. You're in Florida. The second team was as good as this team. Sadly, they had to play each other in the playoffs.
That's the game I was
And
at.
it was,
Yeah.
let me just say their names. Casey Wagner, Jake Reitzer, Alex Tebby, Kevin McCann, Dylan Huber, Luke Meyer, Drew Simmemeyer, Shane Shuttlecotty. Me and Scott coached them too. Both of these teams only lost a couple games. We get into the second round of the tournament, and would you know it, they outplay each other. So I take myself out of the equation, and I let Brandon Reeder and them were helping with the white team, which was Kevin and Dylan and Luke. They had really gotten so good. And Scott, I said, Scott, you got the red team, which is Brady. Now, there was an undefeated team there, St. Teresa. They were the big dog, and we were the second big dog, the red team. And the third big dog was probably maybe Batesville and then our white team. But we got Batesville out. The white team and the red team got to play. And I got to say this quick, and I got to not get emotional about it because it was emotional. The white team goes up 14 points.
It was big. Yeah,
And they're working the ball. They are taking their time, and it's got the red team in a fluster because they're a higher speed team. They run. They move.
What they did, they slowed down.
They couldn't miss. Dylan was on fire. Kevin McCann got every rebound. The sub guys, Dylan's drilling shots. Casey Wagner working the ball. Their defense is the crap out of it. So at halftime, I go into both locker rooms and I go, white team, I don't have nothing to say to you because you don't need to hear nothing from me. What you're doing is build a 14-point lead. So you're on your own. And all as I know is I went to the red team and Scott was there, and I think Chris Shaw might have came back and sat on the bench. Scott's pepping him up. But I said, guys, all as I know is you haven't backed down from anybody all year, but you're in the fight of your life against these guys. Because there was not friendship in that game. It was, we want you. Anyway, the white team a little bit got out of their game. And as soon as they did, the red team, Zach's all over. Brady's taken over. Jesse and Josh are rebounding. Everything's clicking. Bob's off the bench. Kyle Crick.
One.
Action.
Well, hey, we're now back, and June will edit this in. We've been losing power. Brandon's doing the camera, so he's still with us.
Hi, Brandon.
But
Hey.
we're
Hit another.
anyway, real quick. The red team came back and won that game, and it was heartbreaking. There was a lot of hard feelings. We get the Deanery Championship against the undefeated team. We had, Ed, you would have been proud of my game plan. It was probably the one time it really worked. Till they just got fired. We were up 16. They come back and win at the last second.
Yeah.
Brady takes the shot, rims out for us to tie it. That was my most heartbreaking one besides the other two. These guys all come back for another year. Dylan, McCann, Wagner, Brady and them. Jesse came back and got hurt. Mitchell Sarles played. Cole Smith, who just did my roof the other night. Bryce Proctor came back. We had two great teams again. We traveled the state in that year. Only lost like 3 games on one team, 3 on the other. Sadly got beat in the semifinals. Both teams did. Got hosed at one of them. Got totally hosed. But they were such a great group of guys. I want to give you a shout out. We also had the C team, which was Noah Sucieto, Caleb Sucieto, Dalton Rillette, Jeremy Mersch, Michael Mersch, Caleb Wilson, Josh Wilson, Joe Hulsman. They were our trainees who later the Coltsies wound up coaching.
The homies.
The Kobe's. And Scott and I coached one more year together. And Brady, by the way, was player of the year both years. Deanery player of the year. Brady made our team so much better because he brought guys to us. And Brady, I'm going to shout you out. He was very mature and he was good to all the guys. He was the best player in the league, but he was nice to the other team. For some strange reason, this one guy wanted to jack with him, and Brady essentially told him politely, why don't you do yourself a favor and stop, or I will make you into a pretzel. Because this guy was this, and Brady was this. And Brady took a beating for 4 years at Connersville. We played Friday night games back at the gym against Higher Praise. Michael Sizemore played one of them. So we really experienced an exciting atmosphere. And then we came back. Scott and Tom Shuttlecotti coached. Shane was back. And I coached the C-teamers. We lost every game, but they wound up later getting better. And then I was done. And Scott was done. And Tom was done. And Shane started coaching Shuttlecotti. Did really good. Got to the Deanery finals 1 year, if not 2, and happened we had the car wreck.
Yeah, we did. You about ran me into a.
Yeah, we had a car wreck on Valentine's Day. We slid on a bridge.
How long
Snow
ago?
hit.
How long ago was it?
That would have been about, it's right about 2015. It was my mom's car. That ended the car.
Yeah, you about
That
killed
ended
me
the
too.
car. I don't think we not much death, but let's just say
I can't remember.
Huff makes it seem like he was.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
But anyway,
Right car though.
I want to give a shout out to a couple things. Shane Shuttlecotti stepped in. Great job as a coach for a young guy, was very mature. Then came Jordan Edwards. And Jordan was one of my 4-year guys. Yes, he was one of my favorites. Jordan knows that. I came back and did score clock for him. Jordan took it. He got the D-grade championship and it didn't go so good for him one year. And I know how that feels. But Jordan was an awesome coach, a great guy to have young kids around. Jor, I'm bragging on you. I wish he could have been here today. He wound up having a good 3-4 year run as coach. And they wanted him to coach at Laurel. And he's like, no, I'm CYO St. Michael. They invited us back one night out there. We got introduced to the crowd. So I appreciated that. My brother-in-law, Terry, he was with the Laurel group. I was with the St. Michael group. So Jordan, you did a great job. Through this week or so of reaching out to you guys, and again, Rob reffed a lot of CYO games. John wound up reffing. Eddie was our legendary coach. Huffy was always around giving advice, being a fan, a supporter. You know, Adam had a great year with us. Did you only play 1 year, Adam?
I think it was a year and a half.
Did you play that? No, you played on that 14 that didn't win any games either.
Yeah, he was with
You were with us on that team.
That's because Adam's in the team.
Yeah. Well, he was, but you were kind of a guard that year. And then I moved you inside, and once I moved you inside, he kicked butt. Sorry, I missed it. He played 1 year.
I played this year.
Yeah, he played 2 years. So, we want to just say to all the guys who've seen us on Facebook, and if we don't reach, to our old players, and me and Cole Smith had a great visit this week. I want to thank all the guys who reached out and said thank you for coaching. I'm glad they let bygones be bygones, because sometimes things did argue and get nasty. I always felt a couple of times it got personal, and I apologized for that. And they apologized, kid versus coach. But I was no Herb Brooks. Yeah.
I did too.
But we had so many friendships and family out of this. Me and Eddie, we always said when we had our alumni games here, they were like freaking family reunions. And someday, sadly enough, a lot of us met up at Brandon Reeder's funeral. And we all were sort of there at the same time. Aaron Shaw and Noonier and more, just a bunch of us. And we all stood outside, and I coached a lot of these girls that were there in soccer. And it was just a lot of people who knew Brandon. And what we said was, once we got out of the funeral home, because you're not black and cutting up, you know, we just all lost a friend who was a top-notch guy. But when we got outside, we shared all these fun memories, and we said, geez, sometimes let's get together. And I never drank back in the day. I said, let's have supper. Let's have a beer. And later through the years, I met up with like Vu Fong. He buys me beer. Steve Kerr does. These guys would come back randomly, and you'd see them as regular people, or not grown-ups. And they all turned out to be super good guys. But Huffy reminded me, and we mentioned Brandon. We want to give a shout out to some of the ones we've lost, and if we've lost more, we sincerely apologize. But we know we lost one of our teammates and friend of ours, Eric Cruz. He was a one of a kind.
Oh, yeah. Something else.
He was kind of Chris Hensley's toady.
Yeah.
For a while, Chris took care of him. And I know when Chris died, Eric took that hard. And sadly, Eric has passed on. Brandon Reeder's passed on. Did you say, obviously, Nathan Meyer? Did he play CYO with Roger?
I think he played with Roger, I believe.
Okay. And if there's others, Dave White,
Reno.
Steve Weber, thank you. Guys who are instrumental in our early years and instrumental to everything at St. Michael.
And again, I'm just going to say it. We miss Roger.
And
I'm just going to say it.
all of us have touched on this
Yeah.
in the other podcasts. Hey, Roger was CYO,
He was, yeah.
red and white. And he may be watching this show. We hope.
Yeah.
we don't know, and we may never know. And as people have urged, if anybody ever does know, get in touch with somebody. It's been a few years now. But we do mention Roger, we just don't go into a lot of detail about it because we don't know. And it's not our job to speculate. But as our friend and teammate, and a damn good coach who had a lot of friendships through his coaching, if you're out there, we love you. And to the others we've lost, we love you. And to all the guys from our past, we'll have other CYO shows if you ever want to. But we may have to do it on a camera that works. Brandon, thank you. She'll get this to June so that we can kind of finish. But guys, it's been long. I know it's been even shorter than some of our shows. But Huffy, thank you, one of our regular crew members. Adam, so glad you came in. And good luck to everything in your career. He's been a public first responder for years, K-9 officer. So our hats to you.
Teammate.
Worked under my good friend Doug Baker, I'm sure. And all the deputies. We got Rob back there. We missed Travis that he couldn't be here with us.
He was hauling shit.
It was hauling crack. Also a CYO guy. We got Eddie, who is one of our best friends.
Oh, yeah.
And will always be known as the king. He's the Vince Lombardi of CYO.
He really is.
He kind of looks like him. Better looking.
Better looking now.
But smartest coach ever. Some of our coaching guys who become coaches, Eric Evers became varsity coach at Harrison and Franklin County. Dylan Huber, who sent a wonderful sentiment this week and thanking us for CYO, doing a great job at Franklin County, Dylan is. We got our original, one of our guys that got it started, John Kuntz.
Kensei.
Who I think me and Eddie yelled at pretty hard.
Yeah.
Give us a break, Kuntz.
I even said maybe might have said something to Quincy.
And one time Scott Brewer came up to you and said, "What was that all about?" Scott, Chris Shaw, great guys who I coached with. Scott, we were yin and yang because Scott had coached a lot. I'll tell this story. Scott had coached a lot, and I was like, how's this going to work? Because I would be snarly to him at work. We love each other. But I'm like, am I going to be a jerk coaching with each other?
I didn't think it was going to work.
We had nothing but 3 years of bliss. If Scott called timeout, he knew it was time for him to say something. But every year he ended our last day on a joke. I can't tell the joke. It's not even that rough. But some thought it was that great, some thought it was that stupid. But sadly, our career always would end in Oldenburg. Except for 1 year it wasn't Batesville. But Scott would get everybody together. He's 6'4", 200 plus pounds, hovering over these kids. So he'd tell the joke, and for some reason it was always dark. And the joke had about the dark hallway in it. So half of the kids were scared that they're got something, initiation is going to happen that they don't know about. And Scott would tell the joke. So they either would laugh or roll their eyes. But Kevin McCann, I'm going to single you out. Kevin McCann's in the dark hallway, and Scott tells the joke about the cockroach. That's all I'm going to say. And Kevin McCann's quote is, I've been waiting 2 years to hear that. That's what I've been looking forward to.
That would be me. Yeah, that'd be me.
And Scott goes, you loved it, buddy. And the whole team's wrestling around. You loved it. He goes, I really don't think I loved it. But I'll laugh in honor of the CYO joke. So we had a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
And I think Denver Meyer's coaching it now.
Denver Meyer and Trent Meyer. Last year I knew they coached it.
Have you done anything with it?
No. I went and watched some of their games, but
Okay. Denver?
Garrett Coons asked me to come watch them last year. We used to watch Christian Storts when he played.
Son of our next generation, Big Jer.
Yeah, Garrett.
Let's help him coach a few games.
Yeah, Garrett played last year, and then Christian Storts, one of the buddies, he played.
Okay.
He's 2 years younger than me, or 3 years younger than me, one or the other.
Well, yes. We're going to
No chance.
Brandon's camera, so we're going to end it. Rob's right.
This camera quality is terrible.
It's okay. June can edit it. If it didn't come out perfect, we know.
It ain't going to be a still shot, I can tell you that.
So guys, thank you for all being here. Jumping in. You could have all had millions of stories. Gary Lawson, the guy who got us started, the Dr. J. We thank everybody for watching. We'll have it out on the typical Friday at midnight. That's our bewitching hour.
We got to shoot free throws.
June will get ready. We are going to do a little shooting.
I'm putting the phone on that to shoot a free
All
throw.
right. But thank you. Thank you, everybody. And episode 18 will be out. And we hope to have one from here in the gym in March.
Hi, Wes.
And hi, Wes. We missed you.
Hi, Singer.
And Travis. All right. Signing off till we shoot free throws.
Gone.
You guys ready to shoot? Yeah. That is it back. All right, man, we're ready. Rob, you ready to shoot? Is that on? It's on. All right, we're gonna have a shoot. Hey, you still have them sweatpants and everything? Jeez, Adam Henson now shooting. The guard turned full center. And it's quiet. He likes that. Shoot it. You found your range. You ain't using that old ABA ball no more. Oh, that's pretty. Lined up. Now what? He's on.
This is the way I shot it. Hey, White. Top holding out the two.
Well, he gets his.
Well, I didn't have no coach. My dad didn't. Losers, right? Yeah, losers. Yeah.
Hey, you don't really care what you do. But go ahead and take a visual shot. You're pretty good at that. I might have wanted him to shoot that way, right? He's a bad. You think we're back in the gym with that goods? You'd have horse games with that. He takes the ball off, throws it against the wall. Can't make it. Head to shoot. Brandon? NBA. Rob shooting. No, Brookville Gray.
Ed Pinckney.
You gonna shoot something?
There you go. See? It's all it needs. Look at that. Look at that. It's all it needs.
Don't you love that ball game?
He says forget it as exhibition.
No, Brandon. I don't want to run your Dad lost to would have made every shot. Jeez,
Holy cow.
that thing would have gone to like that. So I
Look at it. There it is. See the rotation on the ball? Look at that. Boom.
see the same rifle all the time they can score. I just yeah, where's this? Do you remember John Henry had it when we would go? How cold was it here? It was miserable.
Coldest game I'm going to be able to play was the middle house. I didn't know the word cold game.
Okay.
And the floor was just out there. We would run over, pick up shoes, and rub them on the mat.
The deviant side. His rooming, his heritage,